no limits, sunlight peak, backpacking tent. Come here. One of the things that got me about this tent right off the bat is his weight, 5.1 pounds. It seems a little heavy for what you might call a backpacking tent. The tent in its stuff sack measures about 14 inches, 1 foot, 2 inches, and is about six inches wide, 6 inches in diameter, about 14 inches long. It's got a nice little stuff sack with double buckles. It's stitched. One thing that I don't care for is it's stitched all the way up to right here. So there's no real slack in the compression sack. If they would have left this unstitched, say back to here, then you could use the buckle, or even left it unstitched to back to here, you'd be able to take that extra slack out of the stuff sack and draw it up a little bit tighter. There's no compression around the end of it, which you're not going to be able to do that for the poles anyway. Alright, let's open it up and take a look. Once it's been taken out of the pack, out of the stuff sack, it goes down to 4 main components, excluding the stuff sack. You have your rain fly, your tent, your stakes, and your poles. Ran into my first problem. I knew the tent poles were different lengths, but what I did not know is that they have different ends on them. I guess it helps if you read the directions. I've got them swapped around, and you have to be careful whenever you put them into the tent, because that round end, see that black end right there in the silver? Alright, what'll happen is, take that out of there. Once you insert it, this other side, it's got like a sheath or a tube that the pole goes into. Alright? The other side has got this garment hole for the silver end to fit into. If you try to take the black end and put it in, it won't go in. So only the silver will go into it. So whenever you're putting this tent together, you have to be careful of which end you insert into the tent first, so that everything will work out, or else you'll be like me and having to take it apart. Here's our tent set up without the rain fly. It's got nice open mosquito netting on it. Corner stakes there, and I forgot to put a stake right there, but oh well. I'll put one there in just a minute. There's two main things about the design of this tent, is why I bought it. One, notice how the mosquito netting is open on the entire length of the tent. That's good for hot weather camping, but where you can lay down and you can catch a cross breeze during the middle of the night and keep the heat off of you. Here in Texas, it may get, say, 95, 100 degrees during July and August, and during the nighttime temps, it may not drop out of the 90s. So you're going to be sweating if you can't get some ventilation on you. So I like the design of how it's open all the way across, and also how the rain fly is going to be held up off the tent by these poles. So I think I finally got it somewhat set up. I just have not put up the guide wires yet. But it seems to be sitting pretty good without the guide wires. Alright, let's start over here at this corner. is that the instructions say to take the rain fly. There's a grommet hole right there for the rain fly, to put it just above the hole for the tent. They put the tent stake through both of them, and it fits. The tent stake comes out the bottom side about 1/8 of an inch or so. And there's my stake, and I don't know what the string right there is for. Haven't figured that out yet. But anyway, the rain fly in the tent, there's enough stakes to be staked separate. And the same thing over here, is that the rain fly's got a grommet, and it goes through the grommet of the tent, and the pole sticks through the bottom about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16. Tighten that up a little bit. I'm going to stake for the tent, stake for the rain fly. I went to playing around with the rain fly to get into the tent. I noticed that there's like a strap right here for a stake. Now, why would you put a spot for a stake right there? I don't understand that. It's because you have to zip it up to be able to get into it. If that's staked down, how are you supposed to get into the tent? Let's step back so you get the bigger picture here. So if you've got a tent stake where I just pointed out, how are you supposed to unzip it and get in? One thing that I did like, whenever I rolled it up, instead of having to mess with tying the rain fly back so you get into your tent, it's got this ball right here with a push button on it. You just slide that down and then take it off. I'll do this with one hand like that. So whenever you get ready to tie your rain fly up, just do it like that. Push the button, and there you go. All right, now get this. One little nice feature that I just found is you've got your little vent right here. You can undo, and goes into some mesh for what if you've got the rain fly on, that way you get some air. Now get this. You got your Velcro. Alrighty? It's got this little flap right there with some more Velcro on it. So that you can hold that open with Velcro, and you can get some air in there hopefully without getting a lot of rain. Well, here I am inside the tent, and it's got some tie straps right here for you to be able to tie the rain fly to the poles. It's got some recessed areas right there where it's notched out. Got a spot right here for a flashlight. Yeah, I like this. You may want to put your pack outside underneath the little cover there. I'm about to check that out and see if that's going to work. It's got cords, like shoestring material or boot material, and the zippers for easy grab instead of the metal tabs. The rain fly seems to have some extra slack on the entry side. What it is this side over here is right up against it because the stakes or the tie down areas for the rain fly go underneath the tent pole. And over here, it's got some extra slack of where they're staked out. I've got my backpack underneath the rain fly. And it's still got a little bit of slack in it, so I could probably pull it out a little bit further. But you're not going to fit probably like an expedition sized backpack underneath there. That's only like a 2,500 cubic inch. Where the tent pole goes through the tent, it's got these open spots. Well, it looks like it's designed or meant to be for your rain fly to tie to those spots. 3 tie down areas for 3 holes. Pull that over. And there. Now our tent and rain fly are secured together. We've got the guide wires pulled out. Help pull the top of the tent a little bit tighter. I've got the rain fly tied to the tent poles underneath in all 6 locations. Looks like you've got enough room to keep your boots on the outside, which where I go camping at, you wouldn't want to do that really because of bugs, ticks, all kind of creepy crawlies get inside your packs and boots and snakes but anyway. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We're gonna have to take it out on a camping trip, a couple of camping trips this summer, and then give it a real test instead of just here in the yard. We're just doing a layout right now, seeing how everything looks. Alright guys, I'll talk to y'all later.